Hi everybody! Massive hello to everybody. My name is Danni Wells and I am a Regional Vice President with Arbonne International. So it is our weekly team training, as always, every Sunday night, 9 o'clock. And you're probably wondering why I don't look like Natalie Crawford. And that's a really good question. I ask myself that every morning when I see her on a wake up with Natalie calls. Natalie, unfortunately, has had to go into hospital today. She's come home though, she's absolutely fine, but she did have a few issues with her pregnancy, but all is good now. However, because she didn't quite know what was going to be happening, she has had to pass on her call tonight to myself. So you've got me tonight. I know, probably not the exciting, beautiful Natalie that you were expecting, so I do apologize for that. So I'm just going to share my screen because we've got some housekeeping to go through. I've got some massive well dones for people this week. Right. So there's our weekly team training. There we go. Okay, so some dates for the diary. So on Tuesday this week, there is a Discover Arbonne in the Cambridge area, so Huntingdon to be more specific. So I know there's quite a few of you guys from that area, and that has got the very gorgeous ENVP Hetty Gifford, who's coming along to do a Discover Arbonne with some of her consultants. That's going to be fabulous. So if you're in the Cambridge / Camborne / Huntingdon type area, that'll be an incredible DA to go to on Tuesday. If you're in the Midlands, then there is a Discover Arbonne on Tuesday with myself and RVPQ, Hayley Clugston. So that's Nottingham / Derby area, so the Midlands. So if you're near Leicester, Derby, Nottingham, anywhere near there, Loughborough, that'll be a fabulous Discover Arbonne to come along to on Tuesday. On Wednesday, if you're in the Grantham area, so if you're Grantham, Bourne, Melton, Nottingham, anywhere near there, Midlands again, there's a Discover Arbonne happening on Wednesday that is hosted by Danny Adamson, Area Manager Danny Adamson. This Thursday, there's an incredible girl, RVP Kristen Johnson, who's flying over from New York in America to come and do a Discover Arbonne with Area Manager in Qualifications, Stacey Blackley. This is going to be in London. This is going to be an incredible event. So if you're in the London area, I highly recommend you pull out everything that's happening on your Thursday night, organise childcare if you need it, and go along to see an RVP come from New York to come and do this DA with Stacey. This is going to be an incredible night, Thursday night this week. Monthly region training is happening on Monday the 5th of June, and as always, every third month we combine, so our region combines with Fiona's region to make our massive nation training. And again, as we did last time at the last nation training, we did an incentives dinner and drinks paid for by your RVP between 5 and 7 p.m. and the incentive for that is to do either promote in March, April or May to the next level, or hit your bonus twice in March, April, or May, or hit your Roger Bannister in March, April, or May, do that twice, or to fill out your tracker for all of April and all of May. So I know quite a few of you have earned that dinner and drinks already, and some of you have still got May to go for earning that. So that's the address, and that's going to be in Bedford. So make sure that you've got those details on. If you're wondering where these events are, go into the Do More page, into the events, and they're on there. Oh, there's just a bit more about the Bedford place we're going to. Okay, so every 6 months we have a team get together. We do one at Christmas in December where we have a Christmas party team get together, and we also do a summer one. So every 6 months we do this. So the summer one is going to be at Conkers, which is in the Midlands, to make it fair for those that are coming down from up north and to make it fair for those that are coming up from down south or London area. So we're right smack bang in the middle of the UK. It's near Derbyshire. It's called Conkers, and it's on Saturday the 17th of June. It's going to be a really fun all-day event. We're going to have breakfast. We're going to have lunch. We've got 4 activities throughout the whole day. It's from 9 in the morning till 5 p.m. It's going to be a really great excuse to come along and have a lot of fun, take loads of photos, meet everybody else in the team, and the early bird tickets for that are £42. That pays for everything, all of your food, all of your drinks throughout the day, all of the activities. You won't need money for anything else. The normal price goes up to £45. So if you want the early bird ticket, I think the early bird ticket ends, I think it's the end of May. I can't see where it says on there, but I think it's the end of May. I can double check that. And then save the date for Sunday the 2nd of July because we're having our next Leadership Academy. So again, every 6 months we're doing a Leadership Academy. So please do save the date for that. Now, because it's going to be in July, on the Sunday, we are not expecting everybody to then come along for region training the next day on the Monday, which would be the 3rd of July, because people are already organising childcare for leadership, and travel for a lot of people is a lot to ask. So we've cancelled region training for July. And what we're going to do, we're not going to forget all of the June recognition. We're still going to do that, but we're going to do it at the leadership. So cancel in your diary Monday the 3rd of July region training, and instead we've just got Leadership Academy on Sunday the 2nd of July. Tickets have not gone on sale yet for this, but please do pop it in your diary. And don't forget, our annual conference is always in September. So once a year we have an annual UK conference. It's this September, Friday the 15th. So that's Friday the 15th, and then Saturday the 16th of September, and that's in Glasgow at the SECC, which is the big conference centre there. Looks like the armadillo, and we're celebrating 10 years of business in the UK this year, so that's going to be huge. If you do book your AAC ticket by the 31st of May, you will be a diamond early bird, which means you get an extra sash onto your lanyard, which is exciting. Plus, you'll also receive 4 free products that were launched in the UK when we first launched 10 years ago, which is the mascara, the primer, the eye cream, and the rejuvenating cream. So you will just receive them for free just for buying your early bird ticket, and you can pay it on a payment plan as well, so you can chip away at it for the next few months. Okay, so some team news of the week before we go on to our training. So we've got District Manager in Qualification, Steph Bird, who has hit her Independent Consultant Part 1 bonus achiever, and she's sponsored by Area Manager in Qualification, Chloe Hatfield. Well done, Steph. Amazing. We've also got District Manager in Qualification, Donna Ramolt, who has hit her Independent Consultant Part 1 bonus, and she is sponsored by Area Manager Carol Sutton-Houghton. We've also got District Manager in Qualification, Angela Taylor, who's also hit her Independent Consultant Part 1 bonus, and she's sponsored by Area Manager in Qualification, Caroline Stalker. And then we've got some new consultants. So we've got a new consultant, oh my gosh, I've said that wrong, haven't I? Yeah, I have. I'm trying to think. Has Stacey?
It's Maurice.
Maurice, that's it. Sorry, Stacey did tell me.
Maurice,
yeah. Maurice Rock, who's sponsored by District Manager in Qualification, D Nurse. And then we've also got new consultant Chris Chandler, sponsored by Maurice Rock. And then finally, new consultant Violetta Molas, sponsored by Maria Gian Giulio. Fabulous. Well done, everybody. Okay, so moving on to tonight's training, which is by myself. So I'm just going to switch screens. Okay, so our training tonight, this is mainly, well, it's for everybody, but I thought this would be a really good training to do for all of the new people. So if you've been in the business for a few months, this is absolutely for you. So when Natalie said she was unable to do the call tonight, I was thinking, right, okay. And I asked a few people if they could do the training, and for different reasons, they weren't able to. So I was like, right, okay, so I'm going to have to pull something out of the bag. What am I going to do last minute for a training for tonight? And I thought about it. I thought, do you know what? So many new people have started their business over the past couple of months that this is a really, really great training for anybody new that kind of is hearing other people say no to them about the business. So when we start a business, we're so excited. We absolutely get it. We see the value in building an Arbonne business. And it's a bit of a shock when people say to us, when we explain the business to other people and people say no to us, we don't understand. We're a bit like, how's that work then? So I want to know, I want you to just either pop it on the chat. Yeah, use the chat. I love it when everyone uses the chat. Has anyone here ever had somebody say no to them about the business, about joining Arbonne with them, joining their team, or no to the products? So use the chat if anyone here has ever had a single person say no to them. So Jen said yes, Carol said yes. Has anyone else? Caroline, of course, too busy, not interested. Catherine said yes. Anyone else ever had people say no to them? Katie Hewlett said yes. Laura said yes. Miranda, yes. Donna, yes. Lucy, yes. Kelly, Jane, yes. Caroline said no. And Nikki said never. Christy, yes. Caroline said no for ages. Okay, so this is for you guys. If you've ever had somebody say no to you, because I certainly have. And when I first started this business, it was an absolute shock to me. I was like, eh? I was like, how can you say no to this business? I was at a party today with my youngest daughter, chatting to some really lovely people, networking as you do at your kids' friends' birthday parties. And this one guy said, oh, I've always worked for an electrician company and I've gone self-employed on my own because I wanted to own my own time, so to speak. I was like, yeah. And how long have you been self-employed for? And he said, 7 months. I was like, and how's it going? He goes, oh my God. He goes, it's terrible. I said, why? He goes, well, because I'm now self-employed, I'm having to work every day of the week. I don't get any time off because it's only me. It's feast or famine. And I was like, oh my gosh. I said, well, why don't you turn some of the jobs down so that you're not working all the hours that you have in the week? And he said, because if I do that, I'm not going to have that income. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a situation to be in. Thank goodness me, we have Arbonne. So this is why I want to go through a little bit about this training tonight, because I think this is a really, really good training for everybody to listen to. So you probably, as I said, had people say no to you, no for the business. And you'll probably find that somebody said no to you about the business and they've given you a reason like, I can't afford it. Let's just use that example for the moment. And then 3 days later, you see they've booked a trip to Disney World, or you see they've gone out for a family of 5 to the cinema. And we all know how expensive the cinema is. Or they've gone and bought themselves a new handbag. And you're sat there looking on Facebook thinking, hang on a minute. You just said you couldn't afford to start an Arbonne business, yet I can see you on Facebook splurging your money on something totally not going to build you a financial, massive residual type income. And you sat there scratching your head. And I'm exactly the same. I see this all the time. I see people saying to me, I am sick of getting my paycheck from my job and it only lasts me 2 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks of the month I'm literally scraping by, counting down the days to my next month's paycheck. And I'm like, gosh, that's an awful way to live, and that's exactly how I used to live. Yet they're then spending their money on stuff that I think, what? Like, how does that make any sense? So what it is people don't necessarily say no to the Arbonne business, because let's face it, everybody wants time freedom, everybody wants an extra monthly income, you know, everybody wants that. The reason why they're saying no is they do not see the value in what it is that is in front of them. And you can probably relate to this when you've probably had your inbox ping on Facebook and someone sent you this god awful long message about goodness knows what, and you just think, oh, I've not got the time to scroll up and read this entirely long message that they've just sent me about goodness knows what. And it's not that what they're saying isn't important, you just don't see the value in your time taking 5 minutes out of your day to read this massively long message. And this massively long message might actually be a really important message, but it's so long, it's droning on, you just like start to skim past it and you just put like, yeah, thank you at the bottom, or even ignore it. You don't see the value in exchanging your time to read this massive long message. You know, we all do it. And that's the same as people with this business. They say no because they don't see the value in it. They don't see what it is that they're getting for their money. So they just say no because it's easier. So what I want to ask you tonight, when you're talking about the business, are you really selling the value of this business? And I'll be honest with you right now, when I started my Arbonne business, I did not sell the value in this business for quite a long time because I did not get it. And I wish that I'd had this training that I'm going to give you guys tonight. I wish I'd had this early on in my business, because it would have enabled me to talk very differently about what it is I'm offering somebody in the £56 UK sterling price that is to start a business. And obviously people buy products on top of that, but just that £56 alone, or 79 US dollars, just that money alone, or 105 Australian dollars, I didn't offer people the value. And that's what I'm going to tell you tonight, the value in that money that you're talking to somebody. So when somebody does start an Arbonne business, or when you talk to somebody about an Arbonne business, we kind of start talking to them about all the wonderful things like, you know, if you build this, you're going to have loads of time, you're going to have loads of money. And that's great, absolutely fabulous. But in all honesty, so does every other network marketing company. So that doesn't make Arbonne uniquely different, because anybody could have more time and money with any network marketing company. Let's face it, they could even go and get a part-time job shelf stacking at night time down Morrison's and have more money so that they've got more time in the day. So what is it that makes Arbonne different? How do we talk about the value that is uniquely different compared to other companies in our profession? You know, how do we bring up the value and lower the perceived cost? So another example is anyone that's got children will know that we kind of have a little bit of a thing about buying our children nice clothes. We know we can buy a t-shirt from a charity shop for 50p, and we know we can buy a t-shirt from Next for £10. Why do we do that? Why do we buy more expensive clothes for our children? It's just a t-shirt. The reason why is because we see that £10 t-shirt in Next as much more valuable than the 50p charity shop one. And obviously not everybody will, but this is just to get your mind thinking, why is the same item as a t-shirt? The reason why is because when we spend more on an item from Next, I'm only using the Next as an example, we look at it and we think, right, it looks nicer, it's going to be a better fit, it's going to wash better, it's going to last that bit longer, it's a bit more trendy. You know, the value in that t-shirt goes up, and we think the cost is irrelevant. It's worth it. This is the same with cars. Why do some people buy a £100 banger car and other people buy brand new cars? Because they see buying a brand new car as more valuable. It's going to last, it's going to give them street credibility, it's going to be safer. The value has gone up and the cost is irrelevant. So you're probably sat there thinking, okay, so how do I introduce people to the business? And first of all, have them say yes. That's our first stumbling block. How do I have them say yes? Then you're probably thinking, right, once they've said yes, how do I help them launch faster? Because a lot of people start their business and they don't really get started for a couple of months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. We see that all the time, and that's fine if that's where they want to be. But a lot of people say to us, I want to be an area manager, I want to be earning over £1,000 a month with my Arbonne business. So therefore they need to be in bigger activity earlier on. So you're probably thinking, how do I actually help them get started a lot quicker so that they get to where they want to be? And you're probably thinking, how do I help people reach district and beyond? So these are some questions that I'm going to help answer for you guys tonight. So from my perspective, sometimes people come into this business and they don't see this as a business with the potential with what a typical business has. And this might even be you watching this right now. You might have started this business and not saw the full potential that this business actually has. So those people, they see it as a kind of fun thing to do, and they miss what it actually can give them. And sometimes people look at this more like a hobby than they look at it like a legitimate business. We, in our Arbonne business, don't have a brick and mortar building. We do not have overheads. With our Arbonne business, we don't have rent, we don't have utilities, we don't have inventory, etc., which is the best part about having an Arbonne business. We can run a business without the hassle and the headaches. But for some people, because we don't have all of that, it feels like less of a business to them. So we need to talk business terminology. We tell people it's a chance to build a multi-million-pound business, but people don't see it that way. Their mind can't wrap around how it can be a £1 million business from your front room. Doesn't make any sense to them. So how do we sell the value of our business in such a way that if people don't get it after that, then we're like, okay, that's fine. They get it, but they don't want to do it. And that's fine. Next, move on to the next person. So when I first was introduced to the business, Emma told me that people earn £1 million. Emma told me that people's business turns over £1 million a year. Did I believe it? Did I heckers like? No way. No way does anyone actually earn over £1,000 a month doing Arbonne. That's insane. Yeah, they might earn £10, £20 a month. So can you imagine my disbelief when within a few months I was promoted to district and then onto area, and I was earning paychecks with over £1,000 a month. I was like, what? This is crazy. But it's so unbelievably true. And I was at the party again today, and a couple of the mums don't really know exactly what it is that I do. They're like, oh, how's that, you know, little Arbonne thing going, the little thing that you do on the side? And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, it's amazing. Last month, my online business turned over $100,000 throughout April. And this one woman was having a drink and she about spat out. She was like, what? I said, yeah, turned over $100,000 just in April. So now I earn a percentage of that. So it's great earning a percentage of $100,000 turnover. She was like, oh my God. She goes, I thought it was like a little thing, and I was like, most people do. I said, and it is in the beginning, it starts off as a little thing, and you can either keep it that way or you can grow it bigger and bigger and bigger. And she was like, so is that why you only do Arbonne and you don't work at the opticians anymore? And I said, yeah. I said, I earn so much more a month with my Arbonne business than I ever did with the income from the opticians. And they couldn't believe it. And they've known me for 3 years. So they obviously didn't see the value that I painted to them way back then, because I didn't have this training way back then. So this is why it's going to help you guys tonight. So what do you guys think you get for £56? I want you to pop in the chat. When somebody said, when your sponsor first said to you, the website, the business in a box is £56, what did you think you were getting for that £56? Or when you talk to people about the business and you say to them all about what Arbonne is, what do you tell them that they get for the £56? So Carol's put a website. Yeah, that's great. You absolutely do get a website. What else do you think about when you're paying £56? So Miranda's put support. Caroline's put an ordering system. I love that Caroline's probably the only person I've ever met that started an Arbonne business and got this from day one. Everybody else is like me and just like, oh, you know, it's a really fun thing. And then eventually I'm like, oh my God, it's a serious business. So other people have put 35% discount, distribution. Yeah, of course, Caroline's put distribution. Jen, catalogs. Christy, just my website. Jen's put RE9 samples, personal development. Donna, £28 for you. Yes, it was. Or in New Zealand dollars, slightly different. Oh, no, yeah, Donna, sorry, yeah, £28. Thinking of Deb's. Sue products, yeah, fantastic. So when I first heard it was £56, I was under the impression I got a website and some samples. That was it. I didn't actually think there was anything else. And when I first started, there wasn't the team pages and the WhatsApp group. You know, that wasn't even around like it is now. We didn't even have weekly online team training either, like we do now. So some of the things that we do get have already just been mentioned on the chat. So a business startup kit that is mailed to you. I think that was mentioned on the chat. I think Jen mentioned catalogs, the ability to have time freedom. And so people have all said different things. So many times the things that they said were the things somebody would get by building a business, like the time freedom. Now, you don't automatically pay £56 and get time freedom. That is not an automatic thing that happens. You have to build it. So the time freedom is a byproduct to building a business. So people give the byproduct to building a business. And that's what I used to do. I used to give people all of the byproducts to building a business. I'd say you get residual income, you get time freedom, you get confidence, you get the personal growth, and all of these things you do, but it's not what you get for your £56. It's not an automatic, you paid £56, this is what you get. That's the byproduct of it. So when I was talking to people about the business, I was not selling the value of what this business truly offers. I was talking about the byproducts. So what I want to talk to you about tonight is 8 things that you definitely get with your £56. 8 things that when you're talking to people over a coffee date or even at a DA or at an event, 8 things that when you say to people what the cost of starting their business is, 8 things that they actually get. Oh, Lucy says, yeah, legal guidance from the best. Yeah, that is actually on the 8 things. Good for that, Lucy. So I want you to write down 1 to 8, and I'm going to tell you the 8 things that people do receive automatically with their exchange of their £56. So 1 to 8. So we're going to start with number 1. Number 1, somebody that you sponsor into the business, and also for you starting the business, will receive 300 plus home office staff in Irvine, California, plus all of the head offices in each of the countries. So in the UK, our UK head office is in Northampton, and I believe that we have 30 customer services staff, plus the event staff. We've got Vicky Beckett, we've got Kelly Lloyd Sanderson, we've got Cara. So I don't know an exact number, but let's say about 60 staff based in the UK alone. Then there's a head office in Australia. So for all of your Australian team and your Australian clients, there's a head office over there. There's one in Canada. There's one in, is there one in New Zealand? No, I think New Zealand use Australia's at the minute. Poland use ours, but they are building one. There's one in Taiwan. I think that's it. And then we'll be building one in Germany. So I want to ask you guys, and put this on the chat, if you were going to start a business and had to hire 300 plus employers, pay their salaries, their retirement plans, how much do you think it would cost you? So if anyone's ever had a business and you've hired either one member of staff, pop on the chat how much it has cost you to pay one member of staff, or if you've got any experience of hiring 300 staff, or whatever your experience is, pop it on the chat so that we can get an idea of what it would be like to start a business and hire 300 or more staff. And the great thing is, oh, Caroline's put, my mum went to visit them last week, 300,000. Oh, is that in Irvine, California? Northampton? 300,000 staff? Oh, it costs, right, okay. It costs $300,000 to hire. Right, okay. Is that a month? Waiting for it to come back on the chat. So, or one-off. Right, okay. Recruitment costs, got ya. Okay, so Caroline's popped that in. So 300 staff, we do not pay a dime for. The company provides that for us. So anyone who runs a business understands the value of that and having access to having a whole office of staff that we do not pay for. The company pays for them, yes, and that is through the products, yes, but it is not through our personal pockets. So Caroline's put about £1,000 per person. So automatically, we are receiving our customer service. We've got all of this staff going on in the background that we get automatically for our £56. That's incredible in itself. Okay, number 2, we get Dr. Peter Matravas. They call him the crazy scientist. So Dr. Peter has numerous patents under his belt. He was a top leader, top scientist for Aveda, and then once they started to compromise their ingredients policy, he moved on with Arbonne because he's very much about botanical, about safe, about delivering results, but using botanical based ingredients. He's all about that. So he moved from Aveda to Arbonne. This man is a genius. This man is highly sought after. A lot of people try to headhunt Peter Matravas, but he says he leads with his heart. And that is why he will always be with Arbonne, because Arbonne is from the heart. That's what we're about. So with the team of scientists that have created, tested and formulated and packaged all of our proprietary products, so when we start and we come into the business of Arbonne, it's all done for us. But if we started a business and we had to hire someone of Dr. Peter's caliber, we would be broke. Can you imagine starting your own business up? Let's say you decided to make your own products, because some people have dabbled in that, they've made their own deodorants. Let's say that you wanted to create your own business making your own products, and you wanted a scientist like Dr. Peter Matravas. Can you imagine how much you would be paying for somebody of his caliber? I am sure he probably charges more a year than what your average A-list celebrity does. He is an absolutely incredible man, and I believe he holds the most patents of anybody else, but please do correct me if I'm not correct on that. I'm sure that's what I've heard, but it'd be lovely to have official backing of that. So when we invest £56, all of that is already done for us, and all of the products are readily marketable for us. That's number 2, so that's huge in itself. Right, number 3, shipping and marketing department. So every order that comes in is done for us. Now, people can't believe this. When I say to them, when they say about my Arbonne business, they say, how do you feel like delivering all the catalogues and taking all the money off people and then giving them the change and then delivering the products to them? And I say, hey, I've got an online business. I'm not walking the streets with catalogues. And they're like, what? And I say to them, my business is online like Amazon. People log onto my website, they put the products into their shopping basket, and then when they're happy with what their shopping basket says, they put their card details in, and then they put their address in, and it's courier delivered to them within 2 working days in the UK. In America, I think it's a week. So we're really lucky in the UK. We have really fast courier delivery service. And they're like, what? I say, yeah. And I'm like, it's amazing. So I say to them, while I'm sat here having a coffee with you right now, my website's running 24/7, and all of the customers and clients that I've built up over the past couple of years, some of them are right now logging onto the website with their login details, purchasing their products, organising their courier delivery, and I'm sat here having a coffee with you. And they're like, oh my goodness, that is leverage. And I say, exactly. That's why you get a lot more free time as a byproduct of building an Arbonne business. So this is something huge to talk to people about. We don't have to run to the post office to be mailing stuff to people. We have got our website. That's Moran says DPD deliveries are great. They are, and they're carbon neutral as well, which is incredible. We've got a shipping department that ships on our behalf. So if we started our business, how much do you think we'd have to pay to have a delivery service put in place for us? How much do you think we'd have to pay to make payment arrangements for people? So if you were, say, like a florist and people were paying by card, you would have to pay something to have people's payment details. The best thing that people mostly know of is PayPal. PayPal charge. You have to pay to use PayPal. So we have this already in place for us. If you were starting your own business, you had to sort out your own shipping and marketing department, how much do you think that would cost you a month? Let's face it, we probably all wouldn't be in business for very long, because this is a massive, massive part of what we'd have to be paying for. So all of that stuff is done for us, all of the shipping, the warehouse. So has anyone here ever owned their own business? Please pop it in the chat if you have, and had to sort out shipping, had to sort out payments, had to sort out, I know that Gemma Wilford, who ran the Good Grub company local to me, she delivered farm produce products like meat, vegetables, fruit. They would have to do all the deliveries. It would take up all of their free time. Her and her husband were always out delivering fruits, the baskets, the veg baskets and the meat and everything, and they had to deal with all the payments. They had to take payments over the phone, and they had to pay to have all those payments put in place. It's an absolute nightmare. Caroline's, but I take in money from everyone for my other business, then I pay the cost, and I have to manage checking everyone is paid. It's a total pain. Exactly. So we're only on number 3 at the minute, and already it's looking like pretty good value for money paying that £56. Carol's put me to vile. So that's all done for us. Incredible. Right, number 4, marketing department. We get stunning brochures, packing for products, social media, great flyers, catalogs, and every time we get a new catalog, we do not have to design that. We do not have to pay for somebody to design that. It is done for us. Now, imagine starting a business and investing in a marketing department, the cost, the time, and all we do is we come on and utilize what's already been created. So pop it on the chat if you've ever had your own business and you've had to pay to have your leaflets made, you've had to pay to have your advertisements put together, pictures of your products put together if it was product-based, or your service. Carol's put me. So roughly how much were you guys paying? What's a bit of an experience about what it is you had to put together with your own business? So Caroline's put, I'm always behind. Since I started I just hope everyone's been paid. Okay. It's very expensive, hundreds of pounds per advert. Yeah, I know that from having my candy cart business. I used to pay for advertising and put together my own flyers, put together my own business cards. Yeah, really expensive, really time consuming. So that's fantastic, because every time our products are reformulated, or we've got new products, or we've got a Christmas range, or a Valentine's Day range, or a Mother's Day range, we're not sat there thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to put together a leaflet, I'm going to have to put together photos of the products. I'm just going to let my cat out, she's scratching at the door. Here we go. And sort all of that out. We've got a marketing department in exchange for our £56. So that in itself is massive. So if you want to do any more research into a marketing department, all you need to do is Google how much would it cost me to have a marketing department for my business. You would be looking at thousands and thousands. It is mad. Caroline's put, I was blown away by the digital toolkit. It's unbelievable. So that's something that Arbonne have put on for us for free. We go onto the source, we've got our own digital toolkit. So we can pick and choose photos that have been professionally done. Imagine paying for a photographer to take photos of your products. That's all done for us. Sammy's put, she paid a lot for posters, flyers, and business cards to be designed, plus paying for the stock images, etc. And Caroline's put, Arbonne super efficient at updating all of their marketing materials, etc. They're amazing photos. Could not agree more. So just imagine that. Imagine paying for a photographer to take photos of everything. Right, so moving on. Number 5, free global website. So this was said in the chat as well. So this helps customers find and buy products from you. You can customize it yourself. So you can add in a photograph of yourself. You can add in a bit about yourself. If anyone comes into your website if anybody is on the chat right now and has ever paid for their own website, tell us how much it cost you to have your own website, what it would cost a month to have the upkeep of that website, because I know for some people it costs millions of dollars to create a fully functioning website where people can order from your site. So for £56 they get a free global website. That alone is worth so much more. It's worth its weight in gold. And sometimes things are really challenging or a pain with the website when people complain about it, but it always gets done, apart from Caroline's. Everybody else's always gets done. Any glitches, Any issues are resolved, apart from Caroline's. So imagine a free global website that you can use all over the world. Now that is massive value for money. So Sammy's put, she was quoted £4,000 mates rates to have her website designed. And on top of that, you're paying for your hosting and your domain name. Incredible. So Carol's put, what did we pay for the Tiny Talk mini website? Do you know what you did pay for it? Anyone else ever had to pay for a website? I know when I was looking at one for my candy cart, I had to pay, I'm sure it was something like £50 a month, which is not a lot, but it was a very basic website. It wasn't like what the Arbonne website is, super basic. It was all about just finding information. You couldn't click on anything. So that was mad. So yeah, 50 quid a month. Nikki said £400 to build. So depending on the very basic website is not hugely expensive, but then you've got to pay the monthly upkeep on the website, and then you've got to pay more if you want it to have clicky buttons, if you want it to actually do something. Obviously, imagine how many clicky buttons the Arbonne website's got, and how you can go into that, and you can go into that, and you can open this, you can open that, you've got this, you've got that, you've got that. You could literally spend hours and hours and hours on the Arbonne website and still not see everything. So that is a flipping amazing website. So Caroline's put thousands to get a decent website. Tiny Talk, £10,000 for a new website. So for number 5, for our £56, we get a free global website. Okay, so number 6, legal team. So has anyone ever had to pay for a legal team within your business? If you have, pop it on the chat what sort of price you'd have to pay for that. So every state and every country has different regulations. And if you had to hire a legal team of attorneys to deal with all the legal things in every state and adjusting to all of the laws, it would cost an absolute bomb. You wouldn't even be able to pay the bill. So if you talk to anyone in legal, how much the legal part of something like this, they'd be bankrupt. That you just wouldn't be able to do it. So with us, for our £56, Arbonne have already put in the research together of what we can and cannot do. So we are in a really good standing. So any business, their legal staff is expensive. So we've got the best team that was already mentioned earlier on by Lucy. We've got a legal team. If we need anything, any help, we've got a massive legal team based in Irvine, California, and in each of the countries as well. So we've got complete help. We've got that protection around us, which is incredible. So if anyone's got any experience with the legal team, pop it in the chat and let us know roughly how much you've had experience and what you've had to pay for. Oh, gone too far. There we go. Right, number 7, a team that works with you to guide you and to help you. So it's quite easy to forget. We've got all of that great stuff I've just said, but it's easy to forget the importance of us. And we need to be telling people this. When we're explaining to them the £56, we need to be explaining what they get with us. Now, our team of leaders, we have an exceptional team. So you guys might not be aware of this because you might not have had much experience with other teams, other companies. A lot of other companies don't have a WhatsApp team support. They don't have Facebook team pages, they don't have emails, they don't get emailed by their head office, they don't get the corporate events that we get, they don't get a conference, they don't get a system. They join a business and they've got no support from an upline. It's just them trying to figure it out. And it's very easy to take for granted what we have because it's there, but actually it's very rare. So what we have is very unique. And the best way to know this is to speak to somebody that's been in another network marketing company or has built their own business and let them tell you what it is that we get from having an Arbonne business, because you'll be amazed at actually what we have, how rare and very unique that is. Even having weekly team training is unheard of in a lot of other companies, and especially the recognition. So we are always doing recognition, you know, building people up, edifying people. That again is completely unheard of. We're a very, very, very unique breed, and we should be sharing that as our point number 7. So they get our system for success as well. So we've already got the tracker. So people have got that when they're like, okay, great, now what do I do? We're like, here's the tracker. It's got 31 days on, fill it out 5 days a week. Stick to what it says. So simple, such a simple system. But they get all of the support from coaching. So for example, when somebody joins the 30-day to Healthy Living and Beyond program, they don't just get the great products, they get support. Claire Elsell-Smith has the most incredible WhatsApp group and Facebook page to support you doing the 30 days and your clients doing the 30 days. You get recipes, you get the encouragement, and we mustn't underestimate the value in that, the value that is on our product side, but also on our business side. So when somebody starts a business, they're getting regular team training that's recorded should they not be able to be on live. They've got constant amounts of coaching and support. They've got the WhatsApp WhatsApp. They've got so much at their fingertips, and it's priceless. I really don't want you to underestimate the value of what we bring to the table. Area managers can't underestimate the value of what they or their uplines bring. You know, it's priceless. We get so much. Okay, finally, number 8, supplies to get started. So I want you to think about this. Home office staff, Dr. Peter and his team of scientists have reformulated and packaged everything ready to go. We do not have to formulate our products. We don't have to package them. It's ready to go. Literally, if you started your business right now, you signed up with £56, you are ready to order products and they are going to be dispatched to you. And not only that, if your mum's in the background and says, I quite fancy the toothpaste, she can order it straight away, seconds from when you started your website, as long as you're not capped in the 7-day cooling period, which is only the UK that does that. So as long as you're not in the 7-day cooling off period, for the UK people only, your mum in the background can straight away order her shampoo or her bronzer or her protein shake. It is immediate. These products are ready to go. That is amazing. Most people that start a business have to build it up. If you've got a shop in the town or the city where you live, you'd have to build it up. You'd have to get things on the shelf. You'd have to order things in. Our products are ready to go immediately. It's just incredible. Carol, it's made me want to sign up again. I know, right? I wish I knew this when I was first telling people about the business. Incredible. So basically, what we are doing is we have, over the last 37 years, our company has created a multi-million-dollar business infrastructure that's already been tested and has been proven to succeed. So we are handing somebody this multi-million-dollar infrastructure to them for the cost of £56 and a business order, whatever products it is that they want to order. So you want to say to them, so Bob, are you in or are you out? Nobody says they're out once they understand this, once they understand the value that they're getting. And you know what? If somebody understands everything that they're getting there for £56 and they're still not interested, they're not the right person for your team anyway. So I just want to tell you a little story before we end. So someone was sat down with a friend of hers, and they talked to her about a really successful, they talked to their friend who was a really successful businesswoman. And she said she could tell by her body language that she felt that doing an Arbonne business was really beneath her. You know, I'm too successful for this. It's just not for me. Yeah, it's great. I'll support you as a customer, I'll buy a few products off you. But, you know, this business is not for me. I'm really successful. I do great already. So this is what that successful lady was thinking. So the Arbonne consultant, the sponsor, thought that their friend would be really great, and she's just not seeing it. So what they did was they booked in a call, and they went back to her friend, and she said to her, look, I didn't give you all of the information that was available when we first met and sat down and had a coffee. I didn't go through it all properly. And she kind of knew that her body language of her friend was radically different when they met the second time. So when they met the second time, she went through all of these 8 points that we've just gone through. And her friend said to her, well, why didn't you share this with me last week? Once the lady, the really successful lady who thought Arbonne was beneath her, understood those 8 points at the second one-to-one and understood what she was actually getting for her money, understood the value in it, she decided that she wanted to do this business as well, which is really funny because the week before she was like, no way. This woman said that she saw how much she spent on payroll, etc., and she saw the bigger value. It wasn't just a little thing that people kind of do in their front room and earn themselves 20 quid a week. It was an enormous global business. She was excited to join her team. And that was only 1 week after saying no. She was seeing the value. She looked beyond that and thought, gosh, this is legitimate. People email me and message me what people have been saying when they share this with people, and the responses are enormous. Because I did this training a few months ago, and once people were sharing with people what they get for the £56, the difference that they were getting at their one-to-ones was massive. So people don't talk about their business like this. They don't share the enormity of the value from a business perspective. But when you do share this with people, these 8 points, the right people get it. Some people go through this in their DAs as well, which if you're doing DAs, this is probably something else you might want to think about going over, these 8 points that we get. So what do we get for £56? Well, you get, so what do you get for £56? They get a multi-million-dollar business that is already tested and proven. at a small cost and a business order. One reason that people don't continue or say no or they quit is they do not see the value in it. So anyone who has ever thought of a business understands what it costs to have a business, and all of this handed over to us for £56. So if someone doesn't get it, they are not the right person. So next, move on to someone who sees that and says, oh my gosh, Jerry Rosenthal personally sponsored a lot of people based on these 8 points of how he was describing the value of the business that he was talking about. So I want you to think of the stresses that most people have in their businesses, the rubbish that they have to deal with, the staff, the payroll, the legal system, the website, the advertising, the products. Speak to people this week who own their own business and ask them what their biggest headache is owning their own business. Listen to what it is that they're saying, and then think about how you don't have that from your Arbonne business. So this one little sheet that I'm going to show you next as I'm coming to the end sponsors more people. There is a better way to do things. It shows people that starting this business part-time alongside their other businesses, this is an absolute game changer for them. So this is the little leaflet. Oh, not there. There it is. There is a UK one as well. So you've got $79 for the USA, $105 for Australia, and this is the UK one. And I will put this onto our Do More page as well. So you can print this off, you can share a photo of it to somebody, you can send it to them in a message, but it goes through the 8 points. So number 1, the home office staff. Number 2, the mad scientist, Dr. Peter Matravas. Number 3, shipping, team and warehouse. Number 4, marketing department. Number 5, the free global website. Number 6, the legal team. Number 7, a team working together to guide you. And then number 8, supplies to get you started. So I'm going to share that on the team page. So when I first shared this a few months ago, I had so much feedback about how this was for people and how this helped them sponsor other people into the business. Because the biggest problem that we have is having people understand the value that it is that we're talking about. We're not just talking about a little tiny lipstick where we earn 20 quid a week. Talking about a multi-million-pound business. So I really want you to take this information to really utilize it at your one-to-ones, at your Discover Arbonne presentations, or when you're chatting to people online. Really help them understand, because most people are saying no because they do not see the value in what it is that you're talking about. So I hope that this has been as useful for you as it was for me when I first heard this training, and how I've heard from other people how it's benefited them as they've been growing their business since I did this training. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Carol, for your lovely words, and thank you, Kelly, and everybody else, and have an amazing week. And do let me know how it goes using these 8 points with your business. Thank you so much, everybody. Have an incredible week. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take my time. We don't ever